entitled Using SAP Cloud Platform Extension Factory and Open Source Kyma.
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 Sorry. I think it's like IKEA and okay. To extend SAP C for HANA.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me again, actually, at the Inside Track Munich. And I think I was here the last time 4 years ago or something, talking about a different product I was in at that point. Yeah, I'm a product manager here in Munich at SAP. So we have an office downtown, formerly it was Hybris, then acquired like 2013 or so. And yeah, we work together with the Cloud Platform colleagues involved. We work on something which is called Cloud Platform Extension Factory. And as well, we published the open source project Kyma. Kyma? Everybody? Kyma? So it's Greek. Anyway, and I would like to bring it a bit in context because in the keynote in Las Vegas of TechEd, you and Murat spoke about it, and Rui spoke about it as well. From the podcast after the first day, I heard there was still some uncertainty, some confusion. So Gregor did a podcast there with some fellow mentors, which is called the SAP
Coffee Corner Radio.
Coffee Corner Radio, exactly. Actually, they did another session shortly after that at TechEd. I'd like to bring it in perspective on how this works and how Kyma, as open source project in the Extension Factory, actually creates openness. So things we just heard, so integrates out of the box with the SAP solutions, creates openness to integrate, to use other cloud providers, to integrate them in SAP extension scenarios, and as well to still stay open for further collaboration with the community because it's all open source based. All right, some topics still are future looking, so I'll mention that if it's something that's on the roadmap. For the next couple of months, it's not yet there, so that's why I have to have the disclaimer in there. But anyway, so a little bit about me. I'm with SAP now for 15 years. I started in Waldorf, then at some point moved to Munich and switched over to then SAP Hybris, and now called something differently. Anyway, internal naming, it's always the same, it's always fun. Anyway, something personally about me, so I'm a Mac fan, I'm a fanboy, so to say, so everybody, well, I might lose now half of the room because you don't hate Apple, others like it, so it's maybe 50-50 or something. And of course, I like always getting new hardware. And actually at SAP, we've got like a 3-year cycle of getting new hardware. So every 3 years, you can get a new laptop, you can get a new mobile phone, so it's always pretty exciting. Because until just recently, I had my old MacBook Pro, and it still had these like Thunderbolt 2 connectors, USB-A, and all those connectors. And in addition to like being a Mac fanboy, I'm still a fan of connecting stuff via cables. Actually, yes, there's Bluetooth, there's I don't know whatever, but it's okay if I'm on the road. But if I'm in the office, I want to use a cable. I want to connect my monitor. And like with the old laptop, it was an HDMI monitor. I had to connect it via an HDMI cable directly to the laptop. I have a keyboard, still wired, no Bluetooth, I won't exchange batteries and whatsoever, so another cable. And then, of course, I need a mouse, because I close the laptop, especially when I'm on the desk, and I want to connect my mobile phone still via Lightning to USB-A cable, all going directly to the computer, everything hardwired, because again, I like that. And very specific, very proprietary to Apple, there was the MagSafe, so to get power into the laptop, yet another cable. Which is all, well, okay. It's like whenever I come back to the desk, I have to connect all those cables and so on. Yeah, it's fine, but it's okay. And especially when I have to then download bigger things, like want to connect a network cable, yes, Wi-Fi is fine, it's decent in the office, but still some things are better off when I connect it via cable, I think, personally. But if you think about it, I mean, the laptop can communicate, of course, with those different devices. It can react to events, like I click a mouse, the computer does something. It knows, or the mouse tells me, okay, I click the button, so do something with that. Or I can, like the computer can talk to the monitors, like, hey, are you asleep, are you awake, and so on, and does something with it, changes the resolution, all this stuff. And all this, again, happening via different standards, but all are, again, differently connected. Some USB-A, some USB 3, some are HDMI whatsoever. But what happens if I now, within those 3 years, I want to connect something new? I mean, of course I have an Apple Watch. And it talks only to the iPhone. But there is some connector in there. Nobody really knows where Apple is using it for, probably some support stuff. What if next year they come out with something really great where you have to connect your phone, your watch to the laptop? But then it's a completely different plug. It's nothing standardized. It's something Apple invented actually. So I somehow need to connect it to the laptop, and maybe there's not enough plugs in there. Maybe they say, oh no, it's not. You don't have to use USB, but you have to use something completely different. I can't extend like the laptop, like just put in a new connector or whatever. And what if I want to invent something completely new? What if I want to build my own smart knife? I don't know. I put in some IoT services, of course from Leonardo. I plug them into a knife, and I want to connect it, and we have actually facilities to like build hardware on your own there in the office, so it's really fun. But then I still have to somehow connect it there. And I have to compile it to the standards or build something completely new, but again, I can't extend really the laptop. And that's where I need something in the middle. And even with the hub back in the days, back in August, I had to connect like one cable and still the power plug, because that's not standardized. It wasn't possible to connect only with one cable to the laptop. So now I got the new laptop, and I really like it. It has only USB-C or Thunderbolt 3. So some people laugh about it. I mean, it's only 4 connectors of USB-C. But the nice part is, via one cable, I can connect now to a hub, to a central hub, and then I can connect everything else there. And whenever I leave the office, the desk, I just plug out one cable. If I come back, I plug in one cable, and the connection is established. The connection is there. I get power through it. I get all the different extensions that I attach here to the computer or to the hub. The computer can talk to it. And even if I want to build my own stuff, my smart knife, I just need to extend this hub here to be able to talk to that knife, and don't need a big, new, expensive laptop. So usually the hub is way cheaper, less expensive, and should be extendable so that I can connect new stuff as well out of the box. And the nice part is, if another colleague comes right now, well, not today, but if I'm out next week, and they come from Waldorf, usually they use more Windows in Waldorf, they can still connect it via USB-C. So they can connect a completely different system with the same way, the same cable. They plug it in, and it's there, it's working. And all the extensions, all the hardware, they can use out of the box, because the central part here, the central piece here, that takes care of talking to all the different pieces of hardware. But of course, let's go back to Apple. So why am I telling you this? First of all, I like my laptop. That's one message. But the other part is, imagine that this would be an SAP application for the laptop. And this could be now, I had C4HANA in the headline. Doesn't matter if it's C4HANA or not, if it's S4HANA, but you want to connect this with one way to a central place, and then this central place takes care of talking to all the other different products which you connect. If it's a partner product, if it's some extension you build on your own, doesn't matter. You want to still do it in the same way with just one or a few clicks, like just plugging in one cable. Let's say just use a few clicks, and then the connection is there, so that this computer knows, or doesn't need to know, but can talk to all those different extensions, and you can use them. You can use a mouse to extend your laptop and use it then on screen in the operating system. And so that's exactly what we provide with the Cloud Platform Extension Factory. So we are working towards having one easy way with a few clicks to connect any SAP system, any SAP cloud system especially, but as well on-premise stuff. With a few clicks, connect to one central place from where you then talk to different extensions. For example, other products, other partner products that integrate as well, that talk to the Cloud Platform Extension Factory, and even to your extension. So you can build your own stuff. You can build your smart Swiss Army knife actually running on Cloud Foundry, running as well on Kubernetes, using the Kyma open source project. And it can talk, and as long as it connects, it uses the open standards that we use from the open source community, can easily comply to those. It can be extended, or can be included in the extension scenario via the extension factory. And so that's pretty much what we built with the Cloud Platform Extension Factory. So we're on the road there, we have already, like I will show you later on as well, a demo, how this looks like, especially when using Kyma open source, running on Kubernetes, on Google Cloud Platform, and as well talking to an Azure service. So all building one extension scenario across all these, and running on Kubernetes, talking to a commerce cloud system. So at some point I have to go back to the official SAP slides, so that's the point now. How does it look like? So where are we, or where we are heading towards with the extension factory, and with the whole vision of making it easier to extend cloud natively those SAP solutions. We have all the SAP products on the left side, the C4HANA as a product suite, S4HANA and so on. And all of those will be able to connect to one central service. That's the USB-C plug you plug in, easily connected to a central service to exchange metadata, to create a secure tunnel, to exchange information about what APIs do you have, what events can those systems trigger, like a new order has been placed, a new business partner has been created or updated in any C4C system or S4HANA system. On the roadmap is as well, of course, to talk to, for example, S4HANA on-prem or the cloud connector to make it behave exactly the same. So you do this with like 3-4 clicks and then the connection is established. And then afterwards, you can build your own Swiss Army knife using different runtimes. You can use, for example, the Kyma open source project. And right now, you can bring your own license to a hyperscaler and just install Kyma open source there and use it. It will behave the same way. You can still talk to the SAP systems, you can still fetch events, call the API, and so on. Of course, we are working as well on a managed offering there that you don't have to operate it on your own, but that we provide like the full-blown support and all of this for that. You can use the Cloud Foundry runtime, of course, which is there in Cloud Platform, and you can as well in the future use ABAP in the cloud and as well some pure serverless runtime. So if your extension is rather simple, straightforward, like just more or less a script, there will be as well an offering. So we plan this offering as well for a pure serverless runtime, so way cheaper, way faster. You don't want to build your own microservices, for example. This will all be connected to one central event bus. So one global event bus, meaning any of those systems is firing an event and you want to react somewhere else in another data center. There will be a service provider for that as well. And with the flexibility, and we heard it as well from Cloud Foundry, there's a plan to provide it on all hyperscaler infrastructures, and we do the same, of course, with the Kyma open source project. So with that managed runtime, right now we support GCP and Azure there, and we work, of course, as well on providing the support to run it on AWS. So that, in the end, you have one way of connecting those systems in an easy way. Again, it's really just a few clicks. And then afterwards, you can decide, okay, where do you want to build your extension? Do you want to use ABAP because that's what you prefer, that's what your customer prefers? Do you want to build it completely outside, maybe even of the SAP CAP and RAP models, and just build it on Kubernetes completely independent of that? You can do that, for example, with Kyma open source running on Kubernetes. And of course, again, Cloud Foundry is part as well, and they will all behave the same in regards to here are the APIs those products provide, here are the events, listen to the event, and start an extension. And the context, and that's very nice as well, the UI context can be in the Cloud Platform cockpit, but it can be as well in something we provide as part of C4HANA, which is called the C4HANA cockpit. So it's context sensitive because we build it in a way that not this has a UI, but the UIs, different UIs integrate to this. It can be SuccessFactors in the future as well, it doesn't matter. It will always say, have the same information about what systems have I connected, what runtimes do I have, and then of course dive into those runtimes to see those extensions. And now, to show that this is not just slideware, but this is really already existing, I want to at least show you some context as part of like C4HANA. You don't need to know what C4HANA is. In a few sentences, it's a suite, it's a combination of different products where our customers talk to their customers. So if it's about selling stuff, it's about service processes after the customer bought something, if it's about marketing, all of this is combined in the C4HANA suite. And in there, we have already this, we're living already this Cloud Platform Extension Factory concept as part of our C4HANA cockpit and as well using the Kyma open source project. So what is possible today is extend those products here on the left side where we have already this trusted connectivity established. It's like in commerce, it's literally like 3 clicks and the connection is there. Others are already in preview, so you can explore it already. It's not there yet for productive use, but still you can already try it out. And you can even mock systems that are connected. So you can pretend as if there's a commerce connected, fire an event, call an API, even though there's no system behind it. I mean, you always get a standard response back, but still, we have a mocking framework for that in place. And right now within C4HANA, we have only the possibility to extend via Kyma open source. But again, with the vision that I showed in the last slide, and this one here, sorry Christian for ruining your picture, this is where we're heading towards, so that we have one central place and then you can decide to extend it however you want to. I'll just wait for a second and take a sip of water. Yeah, but that's, I mean, and part of the overall story, and that's where Kyma comes into the game, is really that this was developed here in Munich and it's well in our development lab in Poland. We provided the Kyma open source project back to the community because as part of Kyma, of this Kubernetes-based runtime, we use a lot of open source projects which are there as part of the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. We don't want to reinvent the stuff. We don't want to build something proprietary to SAP. The only part we built and we provided back to the community is this whole application connectivity piece, so that you can easily connect SAP solutions, because that's what we take care of. We are working with partner companies that connect the application in the same way, so that you can listen to events to any partner, like the partner applications that use the same mechanisms. And we can as well talk to like services, if it's not a full-blown solution, if it's just a text analysis service, you can integrate them as well via the Open Service Broker API and integrate them or make them part of your extension scenario too. And again, we're fully transparent there. We provided the open source project. This is actually the logo, so that's why, of course, I have the shirt on. And everybody's welcome as well to contribute to that. We have like a public Slack channel. I mean, everything what a normal open source project has. So to quickly show it to you, I want to show some demo that this is not slideware. What I will do is I will go into an online shop and I will create a product review. This is Commerce Cloud, but doesn't matter. So I create I create a review. This will trigger an event saying, hey, a review was posted. I want to fetch this event, get like information, who posted it, what was the comment, and then integrate it or talk to an Microsoft Azure sentiment analysis service and say, was the comment positive or negative? And then afterwards, okay, update the review, but mainly, for demo purposes, I send this to a Slack channel. If it's positive, it's one Slack channel. If it's negative, it's another Slack channel. You can imagine, you can easily say, well, okay, this is now like a commerce service cloud system. I create a ticket for a call center agent if it's really negative. I want to follow up with that person. Or I want to react, I want to get a heads up and say, hey, there was a negative comment, please react, or something like this. So it's, yeah, this could be all those scenarios you do with that information. So here I've got my online store with a lot of nice cameras. I've got my Slack channel, so with the negative and the positive comments. And then afterwards, I will show you how it looks like in Kyma. So now if I go and buy my compact camera, or I review it, I don't buy it, I review it. I'm logged on here, so it's easy to identify me. So if I now say, very good camera, and then I provide a rating, and I can show you as well afterwards if I just provide 5 stars, even though the comment is negative, the service will still work. But it's not, so it's not simply depending on my rating here. And I submit the review. What is happening now is it's being sent to the sentiment analysis service, and it gives me back the sentiment and posts back the Slack message that there was a positive comment. And again, I can do this, like send it to an internal Slack channel, which all the different product managers, for example, follow, and then they see there's a comment. And now just to show that and let's still provided 5 stars, because then you can see it's not just taking, oh, it's how many stars, and based on that I send it left or right. And here we go, it's instantly there as well. So it's really, so it's using the sentiment analysis and actually asking, or if, like, what the sentiment is. And if you, like, how does it work, or where does it actually come all together? So this is one runtime type. Again, right now with C4 we use Kyma open source. So this is the console where you would then build the runtimes, or where you can administer those runtimes. You can see it's a demo runtime, so we've got quite some namespaces in here. And if I go on to this particular project, into the namespace of the review, you can see in a central catalog, like, what applications can I connect, and as well which ones have I already connected. You can see the different service brokers here, so that you can easily talk, like start talking to Azure services, AWS or Google Cloud Platform services. We've got the connectors in here to some products we are working on, or where the product team is working on connecting them in for productive use. And here, as part of the services, you can see, okay, which ones can I instantiate now and easily consume as part of my development. And I excluded now the Sales Cloud part, but it's still there as well. You can see, so the commerce web services. So if I go there, I can review the different APIs that commerce is providing as soon as they've been loading. Here we go. So I can really, like, see what API metadata do I get via the management plane. And as well, for example, services again, I can see as well the Azure service somewhere instantiated. Here we go, the text analysis service. And this means now if I go to the serverless functions part, which is included here in the runtime as well, I can easily fetch now this event. Product review has been submitted. I can see all the other events which my commerce system would fire as well, and as well which my C4C system is firing, and then I can react to that. And again, for the demo purposes, it's always nice to have a serverless function. So this, in this case, it's a Node.js function, which is just doing something, and here, like, sending the information to the service, to the Microsoft Azure service, and reacting if it's negative or if it's positive. I won't go into the details for that, but you don't have to, and that's the nice part, by connecting those services and SAP systems, you don't need to worry about trust, about creating, like, being able even to talk about to these services and so on, because you do this beforehand, and then afterwards you start building your extension. And that's all this, like the USB-C cable that you plug in, the secure connectivity to exchange connectivity information, as well information about what like credentials to use and all this stuff. This has been taken care of in the setup phase, and then you can just build your extensions. Yeah, so that's, and I mean, keep in mind, we haven't, like, I haven't done anything in Commerce Cloud. I didn't do any modification in Commerce Cloud. I just react to the event and I call the API. So if now this breaks here, because for whatever reason it's not available, or if the Azure service is not available for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. The online shop is still exists, it doesn't break, because I don't deploy my extension into the core. I keep the core lean. I can still try out new things. I can try out if this is working. And if tomorrow I say, yeah, it's nice, but it costs too much, I shut it down again, then what? Yes, I paid them now the consumption, but afterwards it's gone again. It's not that I have to sign any longer term contract for that. So to summarize, because I'm already yellow, one, the extension factory, so it's a concept, it's not a product in its own, it's a concept you get with the cloud platform, with C4HANA and other products to follow, to make extensibility easier again. And it integrates out of the box with SAP solutions. We are working with partners to integrate to their solutions as well, so that it's as easy as with an SAP solution to connect those. Because you can, and you can as well do it, you can just download the Kyma open source project or deploy it on a hyperscaler or run it on your own machine and try to talk to it, like try connect your application, even if it's a custom built one in your company, and connect it there and use the same mechanisms like eventing or calling APIs, publishing APIs, and so on. Was that now the time up? The Kyma open source project is there as well for contribution, like open for contribution, if it's reporting a bug, if it's contributing with pull requests, so feel free to join in. It will be, it's the basis for the planned Kubernetes-based runtime as part of Cloud Platform. It's the basis for this management plane service. So we use a lot of mechanisms there from the Kyma open source project. So that's as well a way how to influence then the project development from SAP, because again, we rely on the open source project. And it's ready to use. So you can use the open source project. You can extend C4HANA with the open source project Kyma. There's different materials for extending S4HANA with the same concepts using Cloud Foundry. Again, right now still separate, but we're working towards harmonizing those two. But you can already read about it and you can already try it out to extend S4HANA with the same mechanisms. Easy connectivity, business events from S4HANA, calling its API in the same fashion using Cloud Foundry and Cloud Platform. I include as well some more links here, but those are more for reading them on your way home, at home, whatever. All right, thank you very much. Oh, and actually we've got another session later on in the afternoon from one of our developers about Kyma open source. I think it's still on.
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. Yeah. And thank you also for saving us some time so that we catch up on our schedule here. So just one announcement before we start with Brigitta's yoga session.
Questions?
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 Questions? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have a question for Marco?
Yes.
So Microsoft also just announced the open application model,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically similar to what Kyma tries to do.
Okay.
So how do you see that?
Frankly, I haven't heard about the model, but what we do with Kyma is we build it, and you will hear later on about it more, we will build it in a modularized way, meaning you can exchange, for example, in the future, the serverless part and use, for example, something from Azure, like if you prefer that serverless runtime. So again, I don't know in detail about the announcement from Microsoft, but I mean, what we provide, of course, is the connectivity towards SAP applications, which is the major difference probably.
Any other quick questions?
Yes.
Because so the concept is a general concept. Do you have like the current status of like security? How it will be handled? If it's really open in the cloud? Because you say that you could use it internally, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
not internally. So which is the one that the current that is associated with security?
So security about the communication of systems.
Yeah.
So that's handled all by the application connector part. So it's actually this one, I can take this one here from the open source project. So the application connector and the connectivity part, which has to be implemented in that application, they will create the trust between the two systems and make sure that the connectivity, like the communication, is secure. No?
This is not a complete firewall then? Or?
No. So this, I mean, you can, as it's open, like the stuff that we would provide, like the managed offering, that will run on a hyperscaler. Here we go, this one. So this will run on a hyperscaler, but of course, and we have already partners that do it for their customers. You can run it, like they can run Kyma open source as well and use the same mechanisms. And if you had the infrastructure in-house, you could even take Kyma open source, of course, and run it in your own Kubernetes infrastructure in-house. But at this point, this is nothing we have on our roadmap to provide. I mean, I don't want to say we'll never do it, but it's not something we plan right now. But again, if you have a complete Kubernetes infrastructure in-house, you can still use Kyma open source and run it and operate it.